So it just looks like it's like a bait fish down there trying to get some food or something like that. And the bass go crazy for it. It works all year round. It's a great bait if you've never caught a bass and you're just trying to throw a bait on there and give you good chances to hook up on one. The shaky head is an amazing bait. It's one of the first baits that I've actually used when I caught a couple of my first bass. So it's a great bait to throw. I love the shaky head, and that's why it's on the top 5 baits to throw. Thank you, shaky head. Number 4 on my top list of 5 baits to throw is going to be the chatterbait. And like I said, no particular order, but the chatterbait is the number 4 on the top 5 baits to throw. And I love the chatterbait because it's an amazing search bait. The vibration that this bait puts off is amazing. It's so lifelike. This here is the Freedom chatterbait. It's got pretty much a swivel head on it, which allows it to move and put a little bit more action on there. I love the chatterbait. I've caught a lot of big bass off of it. It's amazing. You can slow retrieve it. You can pop it. You can bounce it off of rocks, off of tree limbs, throw it in high cover. It's got one hook, so I mean it goes through weeds pretty decently. I love this bait. You can also skip it under docks. I mean, there's so many uses for this bait, and I love it so much, and I throw it all year round, and it's a great bait. That's why it's on the top 5 list of baits to throw for me. I love the chatterbait. Thank you, Z-Man, for making the chatterbait. Other companies make the chatterbait as well, but I think Z-Man makes it a little bit better. So thank you, Z-Man, for making the chatterbait, and I'm glad that it's on the top 5 baits to throw. And number 5 on the top 5 baits to throw, and like I said, no particular order at all, it is the frog. I love the frog, and if you've never experienced a topwater frog bite before, I recommend you go outside right now and you tie on a frog and you pop this thing across some weeds or some lily pads or just a great topwater spot and watch that bass blow up for this thing. It is amazing to see a bass come up from underneath the frog and inhale this thing. It is crazy. I love the frog, and it had to be on the top 5 baits to throw. I've caught my PB off of a frog before. There are a couple things I do to my frogs to modify them a little bit to enhance the hookup ratio on those bass. I haven't done it to this frog yet, but I'll go ahead and explain it to you a little bit. What I do is I bend these hooks out a little bit past the body. That way they're not in the body of the frog. I like them to be a little bit more exposed. That way I can hook up on a bass a little bit easier. Another thing I also do is I trim these legs down, or these tassels, whatever you want to call them. I trim them down to usually about an inch and a half. So usually about right there. And a lot of times what happens when you have these long legs or tassels on here is the bass will come up and they'll see those tassels, but they'll hit it. And they'll get a hold of those tassels, but they won't get the body. So when you trim them down a little bit, they're closer to that body when they hit them. So it definitely increases your chances of hooking up on a bass. I've caught my PB off of it before. I love the frog, and there's nothing like a topwater bite, so it had to make the top 5 baits to throw. So thank you, Spro. Thank you, Booyah. Thank you to anybody who makes a frog. Great bait to throw in the summer or the fall. Thank you very much for watching my top 5 baits to throw. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit that notification bell, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Bass and Net Fishing.